It knocks out weeds in seconds. You're left with a beneficial mulch for your garden.
So, it says here, Mr. Gollum.
Yes.
Is that your birth name, or is that a stage name?
Birth name? No. It's a name I adopted over the years. I have a name. I'm not sure.
You're
The family name?
You're not sure.
It's been a long time. 900 years is a long time.
Well, well, Mr. Gollum, it says here that you have family problems, perhaps.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
how would you suggest your relationship with your mother and father is?
It's gone. It's gone. My family is gone.
And do you communicate a lot?
No. They died many years ago.
How did they die, Mr. Schmiegel? Is that your name? I see that we also have a Mr. Schmiegel for you.
What did you call me?
It says Schmiegel.
Schmiegel. That name. Haven't heard for many years.
Yes, Schmiegel.
Yes. What did you call me, Smeagol? Yes. Yes. Smeagol. Yes. Nice, master. Nice, master.
You seem to have changed, Mr. Schmiegel. What is your life like as Mr. Schmiegel?
It's good. Since the films have come out regarding the ring, I've made lots of money. I've traveled the world.
Have you heard of this newer therapy they're talking about? It's called acoustic guitar therapy, and what they do is it's very interesting. It helps. Perhaps I could play you a little something, and we could try it out and help you get along, because I'm very concerned about your sex life and
Sex life. What is sex?
sex life.
Sex.
Well, it is
What's a
not
sex,
proper
precious?
to only be procreating with fish, Mr. Smeagol. It's
I don't hump fish.
it says in my notes that you
I
only
love
have
raw
intimate
fish.
relationships with raw fish.
When
Yes.
I eat them,
Well, that is a form of intimacy. Yes.
give it to us
Let's
raw
just
and wriggling.
let's try this. Let's try this therapy. I have a nice little song here that you might enjoy.
Okay.
Uh,
You want me to get off the couch?
well, perhaps. Let me just hum you a few bars. It
Okay.
goes something to the effect of this. So if I was dealing with my parents and the fish issue, I would perhaps like to picture things of traveling and things that make me happy and remind me of peacefulness. Something to this effect, perhaps. The greatest adventure is what lies ahead. Today and tomorrow are yet to be said.
Yes.
Chance is the changes are all yours to make. The mood of your life is your hands to break.
Okay. Yes. 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 I'm a dreamer, and never takes leave. Who dreams of the world, it is just make believe. We'll never know passion, we'll never know pain. For sits by the window, will one see the rain. Greatest adventure is what lies ahead. Today and tomorrow are yet to be said. The chances are all yours to make. The mirror of your life is in your hands to break.
And welcome to the Peasant Revolution Band Variety Hour. Yeah!
7 years away from the planet blowing us away. If you really don't want to stay, then we'll float off in the Milky Way. Let's take a massive revolution land. We're just trying to really understand. And the truth of our mission is to heal under the vision. Join our Peasant Revolution Band. Join our Peasant Revolution Band. Join our Peasant Revolution Band. Come join our Peasant Revolution Band. Well, the status quo just can't stay. It's gotta go, get the hell away. Well, I tried to get me some peace today, but the future seems so far away. Peasant Revolution Band. We're just trying to really understand. And the truth of our mission is to heal our nation. Join our Peasant Revolution Band. Join our Peasant Revolution Band. Join our Peasant Revolution Band. Join our Peasant Revolution Band.
And goodness me, we're well, hello everyone. We're back. We're live, and I'm your host, Jeff Dodge. You're watching the September episode of the Peasant Revolution Band Variety Hour live. We are live, and we're unfortunately short a member tonight.
That's
Steven
right.
Sabila came down with a severe sickness, and we wish him. We extend our greatest courtesies of hoping he gets better and healthier.
Right.
Because there are contractual obligations that we're gonna have to meet up with here pretty soon. So,
Yeah, we're a little low on musicians here tonight as a result.
We
of
are,
that.
but
Yeah.
luckily we do have our intern Bob Davis has joined us.
Okay,
again.
terrific, Bob. Welcome.
He's on hand to help us get through this thing without
Excuse me.
Steve. Bob, when we last saw you, you were killing it singing, and now you're interning. Did you want to talk about that at all, or?
Sure, it's almost. Oh, you wanted some.
It's kind of tepid.
Tepid.
Kind of tepid.
Tepid.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay. Cold it.
Gotta get the
Yeah.
water right.
Yeah, a little colder. Okay.
Cold.
Come on.
That'd be good. Thank you. He's trying his best. So.
Well, told you, Trent College is not the best place to contract with for interns.
Well, we had a thing with the place in Florida, the sound school down there. Have you
Oh,
heard of
yeah.
them?
No, that place is all quality. Totally legit.
It's like something. Yeah, I forget.
Yeah, not for profit or nothing. Yeah, they.
Yes. And speaking of not-for-profit, how about the politics these days? Isn't it something else?
It's kind of an exciting time.
There's this the Democrat is what they call them. Democrats is what they
Yeah.
call them. Democratic Party, actually. If you notice, I'm doing that. They kind of slip that Democrats in. It used to be Democratic Party,
Yep.
and now I see Democrats are saying Democrat.
Right-wing media is responsible for starting that.
I'm just gonna start saying the rats. Let's just
Yeah.
cut to the chase. I'm a rat.
Sure, yeah, they're totally
I'm
the
a
bad
rat,
guys too.
man.
Yeah, straight shooters from
A
the
rat
right in
is
there.
better than a can.
Yes, that's true.
But speaking of that, there's this impeachment thing. Have you heard about that?
I heard something about that. They're looking into it.
I don't know.
You'll see what they
I
can
was
get away
hoping you
with.
could tell me.
It's either going to work or it's not going to work. Probably not going to get the enforcement from the Senate. It just depends. There's
With
been
Mitch McConnell will
Yeah.
not enforce.
I mean,
this
I
impeachment.
think probably the GOP is really looking at their data really hard right now and seeing how it's going to impact their Senate elections next year and probably their House elections as well. And if this is just my opinion, they're probably basing it on the likelihood, it's what do the voters think right now? And so they're figuring out, can they keep the seats that they've got? Which way do they go for impeachment? And they're just going to do whatever the winds tell them to.
Well, it reminds me, I studied history, Rich, in college, and the President Tyler Durden was the last
Sure.
impeachment
Right.
trial to be in
I
this
remember
kind of
Durden.
situation. They were fighting. It was like Fight Club, man. It was crazy.
They
was
could
crazy.
be like Fight Club back there. I don't really know.
Well,
they
so
had
now
that
I
thing
don't
in-
think Trump is the kind of fighter that President Tyler Durden was.
Sure.
I really don't. So.
Yeah, I mean, he thinks he is, and that's part of why we are where we are
maybe-
right now.
I'd give him the edge on Taft, perhaps.
Taft.
I think
well,
you could take Taft.
Could he take Taft? I mean, Taft was a big man. Didn't he have his own bathtub?
You keep your distance. You could survive.
Oh, he just kind of hold
if
his
he
head
falls
back like
on
that.
you're down. You're down.
Yeah, but with those
'Cause he
tiny
was
little
tall
hands.
too, wasn't he?
Was he tall?
Big,
Yeah.
tall guy. Yeah.
I was just
The
a kid.
bathtub was. They
Custom
had to make his
bathtub,
own
as I
bathtub,
recall.
that's
Yeah,
right, that's
yeah. And I was just a kid when that was happening, so I don't really remember it. I remember the jokes, but
That's
I
why
don't
you're younger
remember-
than me. I was a young man. back
Yeah, I
then.
think that was your first
Teddy
election.
Roosevelt and I used to
Yeah.
shoot the gab, as they call it back then.
Back in the
The gab.
pre-World War.
But yes,
Era.
no, we have a great show for you tonight. We have, as you can see, our intern, and we have the wonderful. Well, we're gonna come right back. I'm gonna tease you a little bit, but a man, a myth, a legend that we've all worked with. Commander, before I go to this, how are you doing? Anything new in your world?
Well, it got an official drop date for the first song off the American Creep fan album.
The American Creep Van album. You do have
Yeah,
a date.
I ran the numerology, and it's going to be out 10/18.
10/18.
10/18 next
Your
month,
first
yeah.
single. Holy cow.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
So
Excited.
not quite sure where. Somebody was talking about Distro Kid.
Oh my goodness.
That might be him.
We have it might be. Let's see what we got here. Hello, are you there, sir?
Hi, this is Hal Linden.
Hal Linden? Is that really?
Right now, Linden from Animals. Marty Miller. Hey, I just wanted to call in to you guys and just say I think you're doing a great job.
Well, that's sweet of you to say, Hal. I didn't even know you're still alive, to be honest.
I think I am.
Well, we have some pretty fancy phone calls here. I think sometimes the lines get crossed and we pick up trans-dimensional chit-chat on our cell phone here. But either way, I was a huge fan of Animals. Do you have any new episodes of that you wish you could have made that didn't get made?
This is the Jerry Lewis telethon, is it not?
This is not the Jerry Lewis Muscular Dystrophy Telethon. No, this is the Peasant Revolution Band Variety Hour. But you're welcome to pledge some money to us if you want, Hal.
What year is it?
It is 2019, I believe.
Get out of here. Oh my God.
Yeah. There was even talk of if you are still alive on whatever timeline I'm talking to you on, would you guys ever consider getting a Barney Miller reunion together? Is Fish still around in that timeline?
Let me talk to Abe Pagoda. I'll see what I can do. You know, the other guy, it's going to be hard, you know.
Ron Perlman, I believe, is still alive in our timeline here.
He is.
Very good. Well, hey,
Hal, it's great to hear from you. Thank you for calling in.
you're welcome. Have a great evening, and I think we'll donate about $50. Thank you.
$50 every bit goes a long ways to feed our catering budget. So thank you very much, Hal. Hal Linden, how about that? You never know who's going to call in.
Dang.
How about
Okay.
that? Well, we're gonna pay some bills because we got some stuff to do, but we will be right back with our special secret super guest.
Well, here it is again. You know how it is. I'm just going to be rambling on about Safford Brothers, Downtown Blend, Taste the City Coffee. You know, if you see me, Sid, Sebastian, you're going to see me with a cup of coffee in my hand. And, maybe, you know, if you're at a comedy club, I'll have a microphone, cup of coffee, microphone. In that cup of coffee, it's going to be Safford Brothers Downtown Blend Taste City Coffee because I'm drinking it 24/7. It's the only thing I got going on. Keeps me going. Pretty much keeps me alive these days, you know. It's always good. Safford Brothers Downtown Blend Taste City Coffee is guaranteed to always be good. Precisely brewed and roasted and all that stuff. You're gonna love it. Have some today.
Smoke it for hours. Door to door, boat to boat. Cheap white wine, cheap sugar. Yeah, this is a tasty fish. It's brined in like a brand name soy sauce and cheap white wine. Cheap sugar, salt, little herbs in there, and it's brined overnight. You know, let it dry out and form a nice little pellicle, they call it in the biz. Nice sort of protective skin in the membrane, and then we'll smoke it for hours on end, and just cheap white wine. Cheap white wine. Drink beer and wait. Cheap white wine. Line cod, barbless line cod, barbless hook. Smoking to dry it out. It's a smoky flavor. Door to door, boat to boat. Free range, line caught, barbless hooked, Chinook.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce Jason Caesar! Yeah! Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, this is timeless. This is great. This is great.
How you doing, man? How you been?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
It's
Hanging in there.
thank you, Jason. If you can't tell, the secret is out, and Jason also does a wonderful Gollum and Mr. Schmeagol impression.
Sometimes.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Sometimes.
Where does that come from? Are you a Tolkien fan
Yes.
from an early age?
Yeah, I grew up on it. It really influenced me, and then the movies were like, what?
Well,
And
we're of the same era, I believe. In Commander, a lot of us, Bob,
Yeah.
our intern. Rich is a kid here.
That's right.
Rich is the kid.
Don't-
But
Don't worry about that.
he, earmuffs.
Yeah.
No, what did you D&D? I guess was the point I was getting at. Dungeons and
Yes.
Dragons
ID
was kind of a thing for our generation,
It was, yeah.
and you were into that. So
Oh,
and the
absolutely.
Tolkien and that all kind of crossed over. In
Totally.
79.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like Dad read The Hobbit as a kid, you know.
Did
I
the
was like
D&D
6 or
hit
7.
you, or did it miss you?
No, it was for very strange people by the time I came
Okay.
of that age.
Right.
And then obviously it's come back around. Like
Yeah.
quite
That's
a
what I'm
bit.
hearing. That's
Yeah.
I
For
was
real.
getting there. It's like
Um,
really popular again.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I was in like junior high school, it was for weird kids.
Mhm.
And my younger sister got into it much later, and I tried to talk her out of it, but I was informed that it had come around and was much more acceptable.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like Rush.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of different opinions about Satanism nowadays.
Right.
So it's kind of.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I grew up Catholic, so it's always been around in my life.
Yeah. I
Can't
grew
get
up
rid of it.
Jehovah's Witness.
It's-
and
now,
then when-
Jehovah's
Really?
Witness,
Like-
what was that compared to Catholicism? Have you ever been exposed to the
Yeah.
teachings of Jesus through the
Yeah.
Catholic eye?
Yes.
Alright.
Dad tried to force that down my throat after the divorce and the Jehovah's Witness thing.
So you
as a kid.
started Jehovah's Witness and went
Yeah.
Catholic.
Raised Jehovah's Witness till about 8.
So what are the differences?
Um,
Out of your experience, you'd say.
There's more like elitism in the J-Dubs, where you're like not
Really?
allowed to hang out with anyone if they're not J-Dub. And J-Dub is a common term for Jehovah's Witnesses.
Now, do you think that's elitism, or is that like intentional isolationism
Yeah.
to keep you from learning other stuff?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I felt all the way growing up.
Okay.
I did not understand. I took in the doom.
Mm-hmm.
We're the only people who are gonna live through apocalypse, rapture, Armageddon
Sure,
stuff.
sure.
And then it's like, I don't fucking believe you.
Yeah. What?
And,
Where did you live? What part of the country?
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, so it's weird stuff to begin with, too.
Yeah.
So like, you guys were weird, but it was all sort of relative.
Yeah.
And you
I
were
was
born
very
there,
relative.
Jason? Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yes.
So,
Yeah, born in
what
Albuquerque.
is it like? Born Jehovah's Witness in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Was that a popular thing? Was that a large community?
No.
Or you must have been pretty
Tiny.
isolated.
Isolated as hell. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For sure. And then the Hobbit books. I think Dad read that to me about like 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, what?
Right.
What the fuck?
Right.
And then, yeah.
See, for my dad and I, it was Star Wars. Was
That
I
too.
went that realm with him. We used to not communicate so well because we communicate great now. But back in the day, I think because I didn't like fishing or playing fiddle or working on cars or doing anything remotely masculine.
Yeah.
I think there was sort of some, and so Star Wars became like a very bonding science fiction.
Yeah.
It's like, especially 70s.
Yeah.
It was
Actually,
utterly
me too.
masculine, but it was utterly feminine and
Yeah.
utterly whatever you wanted, just as long as you weren't a droid.
Right. Parents went to screen it before because it was such a phenomenon.
Sure. Wait, how did Jehovah's
And then-
Witness take Star Wars? Was that
They
a
weren't
welcomed?
into it really,
Yeah.
but the parents like they would let me listen to Beatle albums, or like they took me to see Star Wars,
Yeah.
and then it's like, don't listen to any of these records, just these Beatle albums.
Right.
Or yeah, okay, Star Wars is okay, and that was a whole different world from my head compared to theirs.
And am I going to assume these are perhaps baby boomer parents?
Yeah,
Okay.
born in like 1950. 51.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Right in the middle of it. I got me some older baby boomer parents.
Yeah, your parents are old as shit.
They're like Dad was born the day they got the flag up on Iwo Jima.
Right.
The first time.
Oh, wow.
The first time.
Yeah.
I think, or maybe the third time. They went ups and down a lot.
Yeah.
Great movie that Clint Eastwood did on that. Anyway, we're gonna take a quick break, but would you join us in? Oh, our intern Bob is here. Bob, please.
I'm sorry, your vet's on the phone.
The veterinarian or the veteran center?
No, your veterinarian's on the phone.
The veterinarian. This is really an inopportune time to be doing this.
It's about Wanda, though.
Wanda's our rabbit. She died about 6 years to this date. As a matter of fact, Bob, that's really an awful thing to bring up, right?
Well, no,
You tell them to shut the fuck. I mean, get them off the phone. Just get rid of them. That upsets me, Bob. That really upsets me.
Cryptic.
We're gonna take a break. This is bullshit.
The Garden Ferret 3000 is the only tool you'll ever need for your garden. It knocks out weeds in seconds. You're left with a beneficial mulch for your garden. Maybe you just want to have a tool you can show off to your fellow gardeners. The best thing is the Garden Ferret 3000's easy cleanup feature. Just hose it off. It's available at these fine stores. You ever had one of those mornings, where you feel like you can get up maybe, but you just feel like you need an intravenous? You just plug that into your arm just to try to get some fluids. And, well, you got Safford Brothers Downtown Blend Taste of City Coffee. It's always good, and it really is the next best thing to an intravenous. Those Kardashians, they know all about that kind of stuff. They got a medical professional coming in, plug them in, and get some vitamins going, get some hydration going, and that's how they keep going. But for me, it's Downtown Blend, Taste City Coffee from Safford Brothers. It's always good, and it's going to keep you moving, keep you motivated, keep you hydrated, and it's going to add life to your life. So give it a shot. You don't need an intravenous.
Always dancing down the street with your sweet blue eyes. Every new boy that you meet, he doesn't know surprise. Here she comes again when she's dancing. So make you feel that she comes again when she's dancing in the summer sky. She's my best friend's real friend. surprise. Doesn't know that it'll be a new surprise. Here she comes again. Here she comes again. Will make you flip. She's got the summer style, yeah. She's my best friend's girl. She's my best friend's girl. She used to be mine. My best friend's girlfriend. My best friend's girlfriend. My best friend's girl. She used to be mine. My best friend's girl. Oh yeah, yeah. My best friend's girl used to be mine. My best friend. Oh, she used to be mine. She used to be mine.
Now, it occurred to me that, there's only one coffee, really, that anyone is ever gonna need to drink. And I don't understand why we all aren't just drinking it, okay? Just close up all the other coffee shops. Every other coffee shop should be selling Safford Brothers Downtown Blend Taste the City coffee. It's the only coffee that anyone needs to be drinking, and props to all the people living in downtown, all the downtown folks. If you're cool enough to just be living it up downtown, wherever you are, whatever downtown you're in, you should be drinking Safford Brothers Downtown Blend Taste the City coffee, because it's real, it's urban, it's hip, it's everything that you could ever want in a coffee. It's always good, and I don't know why everyone else is not drinking it and loving it like I do. It's the best. It's always good. It's all you need. Yeah, you're the grill master. So out you go to the garage to get the old grill. First thing you gotta do is fix the damn thing. It's seen a lot of wear and tear in its day. And there's no grilling without some lighter fluid and some charcoal. Oh no, where's the charcoal? It's a trip to the store. So forget it. We'll cook you the steak of your dreams. Just come on over to Billy Bob's Steakhouse. We have a patio and a deck. You're not gonna regret all the effort you save yourself by treating yourself to a great steak dinner.
And
Well,
assimilate.
it appears we're back.
Are we back? Are we back live now?
We're back. We're back. I don't know if
Is
the
it
crew
live?
knows it.
We're
but,
just fucking filming, but we're not live.
well, it's
I
we're
don't
back.
know, that's why I'm
and,
asking.
I'm from Saskatchewan. I don't know what you're trying to get from me, but
And that's not
I
like a
would
fucking excuse.
appreciate you being a gentleman about it.
I'm being
you know.
a fucking gentleman. What the fuck
Oh,
is
that's
having
that's kind of
Saskatchewan,
rude
whatever,
music
have
there,
to do
sir.
with it?
It's kind of rude. Yes, we're back with Jason. Jason Caesars, and with we got the monitors on this time.
We've got monitors now.
interview.
We can hear what we're fucking.
Uh,
no, now they're gone.
Jason,
I'm not hearing
oh,
it.
the wall is alive out there.
The
So,
wall is alive.
Uh,
Oh, that fucking wall.
yeah.
Yeah, fuck that
We were
wall.
just worked recently on
Yeah.
a corporate gig.
Yeah.
Did you submit your invoice yet?
Yeah, I sent that shit.
All right.
Yes,
I
did.
have not. I have not.
I did. I mailed all the stuff that next day we talked about
Right.
mailing it.
Right.
Abby said mail it. Just send it.
Right.
And then
And I like to surprise. The bigger the corporation, the longer I like to take and survive. You know, kind of like, hey, this is a invoice from 3 years ago. You know,
yeah.
and see where that goes.
Never done that.
Yeah,
See,
and
I-
then they get really
corporations
embarrassed because
yeah.
corporations like to think they're all on top of it,
Right.
and they got this one straggling vendor out there
Yeah.
that gets with old. Yeah, it's great,
I
great
sent it
strategy.
in right away out of the paranoia from corporations. Like,
Right.
They're gonna fuck me somehow.
Right.
So I got to get all this data to them right now, as soon as possible. So I
Well,
sent it
I
all as
learned
soon as I could.
everything I learned about corporations was through Sally Mae, the tuition I have to pay to school. I was. Bob, did you take care of those Sally Mae payments that I told you to take care of yet?
Yeah, I think I did.
Because I got a did not receive notice recently,
Well,
and I gave that to you to take care of.
yeah, and I sent them, so I don't know why they didn't receive them.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to talk about your TPS reports on this one. Why don't you just chill for a minute and let me get my thoughts here. Jason, so Albuquerque.
Yeah,
Have you heard of the band Prism Bitch?
I've heard of the band.
They're really cool. We
They-
did sound for them,
I
Scott
saw
and I,
some of
at
that
South
video.
by Southwest.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Prism, bitch.
No,
I- Prism Bitch, I believe.
is it Prism
What?
Or is it?
or Prison?
Is it
Prison?
prison, bitch? I thought it was prison.
Oh, you thought it was prison,
So-
bitch? It's prism, like a prism. I don't think
Oh,
it's
okay.
like
thinking,
the.
it's 'cause you know there
It's
was
not
some-
the prison jail, bitch.
That's some hyperdimensional.
That would be that's a different
Bitch.
band.
Well,
that
you know,
was
there
a
was a
failed hip hop
horrible riot down there back in about '79.
in Albuquerque.
in Albuquerque.
Well, wherever the big New Mexico pen is, maybe it's up
Yeah.
in Santa Fe or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah. The
Like,
state
it was
penitentiary's right
bad.
outside Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Right.
You mean where Epstein was doing the child thing, trying to create a new super race?
It was a little before that.
Isn't that
Okay.
the Archdiocese of Santa Fe?
Jeffrey Epstein in the Archdiocese?
I wouldn't be
Anyway.
surprised if they're related.
So
but-
you were
New
saying
Mexico needs a reformer for their prison. They bring in a young Michael Frankie. No shit. to come
with
in
our connection or the guy
they
here?
They bring him in. He does such a great job turning around the New Mexico
Whoa.
prison system. 5 years later, a young governor, Neil Goldschmidt, brings Michael Frankie up here to reform
No
things
kidding.
in Oregon.
No kidding.
Okay.
How about
Yeah,
that?
And I was just driving down Center Street the other night, going by the Dome Building, made me think of it. You know, where they just stabbed him to death. And,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because
That's right.
Yeah.
And they
Anyway,
never
sorry to
really
interrupt.
figured that
I was
out.
thinking
The
of
Frank,
prisons and-
that
Yeah.
is so good of you, Rich, to tie that because we've brought up Michael Frankie
Mm-hmm.
before on the show, and it's a very much a weird
It's a
case
small
in
planet.
Oregon history.
Yeah.
Because that guy died very mysteriously. They
Yeah.
some guys did the time for him, but there's
Well, so did Epstein.
who's
Assumed suicide.
well, Jeffrey
yeah.
Epstein is, I'm sure, very dead, and just as they say it is. You know,
Right.
why would we have any reason to believe otherwise?
Do you think Hillary was behind it? That's what you're thinking, right?
Killery? I don't
The
think
wall
so.
was behind
I
it.
think this was a little beyond. I think Epstein might have been a higher level, is the way I'm seeing it
Than
these
the wall?
days.
Because the wall is pretty tall already. The ones I saw.
I think he's like, have you heard of these trillionaires they don't tell us about? They only tell us about the Warren Buffetts and
Yeah,
the Bill
right.
Gates.
Yeah.
But supposedly there's this whole other level of trillionaires
Right.
that we're not even allowed to talk about or
Yeah.
know of.
Yeah.
And I think Epstein's like kind of one of their buddies. Like he's not one of them.
can't talk about it.
It's a Vinny Barbarino. We had a great Scotterino.
Yeah.
Happening here.
Hey, Mr. Cat, forget about it. Hey. Anyway.
So you were a thespian at some point.
A
were you not?
thespian.
Yeah, in high school. Did you do drama?
Oh, well, I did do drama growing up, and I did do.
When did
drama
you
class.
start doing drama?
Pretty young. My mom
Really?
actually got me into that probably maybe 10 or 11.
And well, you're a Jehovah's Witness.
No, this
Oh,
is
okay.
after
Okay.
the Jehovah's Witness stuff.
Like, how did they look at acting and doing acting?
Oh,
Would that
not
be
cool, man. That's lying.
right?
You
That'd
know,
be
it's
weird.
Deception. It's
Okay.
part of Satan's empire.
Right,
Or whatever.
right.
And, yeah.
In Catholicism, it's like you have to join the archdiocese in order to
So-
act.
Yeah.
It's sort of.
I
Yeah.
always thought the JWs were actually researching roles when they were going around and talking to people in their homes. I thought they were just going around and like kind of getting the cadence of how these like normal people speak, and it was all research for
There's a lot of research when you go on the missions to like you go every damn day of the week because you
Right.
want to become one of the anointed 144,000 that are
Okay.
gonna go rapture with Jesus back to heaven
Okay.
and like fuck your family, fuck your friends, like whatever, we're the anointed.
Okay.
And so that's why you're trying to go save as many souls as possible to be on the anointed list.
Okay.
And out
So
of
it's
the
like-
millions of J-dubs, only 144,000.
So you've
get
got
to
all
go
these
to
souls below you, and then there's you, but then there's
Yeah.
souls above you.
Oh yeah.
And so you want to get as high up as you can,
Yeah.
get your downline.
It's
for
always
you, and
that
then you've got your
Illuminati
upline.
I
Okay.
period Amway scheme thing.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like Amway and the Illuminati have combined forces,
Yeah, really similar.
and then they like bring God into it.
yeah, because it's a pyramid structure.
I miss the God stuff of washing feet. You notice like how all the Christians don't wash anybody's feet
No,
anymore.
yeah, I agree.
You know, and
My feet could use some washing.
Mine too.
I would like to wash both of your guys' feet right now
Right
today.
now?
I'm not really a Christian anymore
you,
though,
my
so
son.
that's not.
You know,
I'm not.
Anytime you
I'm
wanna
not
wash my
Christian
feet,
enough
you're
to
welcome.
do
physical
that.
therapy. I've been
You're
Not
welcome to
Christian
rub
enough
my
to do
feet
my left
anytime.
ankle. It's just incredible. Yeah.
You
I
know,
would
and they're
even
all
wash your
clean.
feet,
If you
too.
think about how
Yeah,
clean
every time I
feet
go in,
are now
they just
compared
wash
to what it would have
Back
been
in the
like
day,
in the
right?
day,
And about
right?
10 minutes later,
They're
it
just
And
feels
they would
beat the
kiss
fuck
feet
up
and they'd wash the
and
feet.
then
I mean,
covered
not
in
with, like, a
schmutz
hammer or
for
anything. They're just
you know
really
days and
jabbing it
days
to get
walking through the
everything in
desert.
line.
You
It's a
know,
huge
Speaking of cleaning feet, you know who should clean our feet? Bob. Bob. Hey Bob, are you come here. I need to oh, just forget it. You know what? Jason, scoot over. Bob, why don't you sit on the couch here and you know, look, I'm really thankful that you're a man of a lot of capabilities and to volunteer your time, and you are dressed sharper than anyone on the show. You stole that from us, which is another thing I wanted to talk to you about. But I feel that you might be a little disgruntled. Is that fair to say?
Well, it could be fair. I wouldn't say disgruntled.
How would you describe it?
Maybe a little surprised.
Surprised.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're trying to conduct a decent. Listen. We're gonna get into this. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we're gonna discuss our feelings about the internship program here. Okay? Because I can feel that it's under scrutiny. So we'll be back just after. We're gonna pay one more message. We'll be right back. You're watching the Peasant Revolution Band Variety Hour. I'm your host, Jeff Dodge. Thank you.
This is Luann, and I'm Rose Brandon's daughter, but I work over at the shop, ear massage. I love giving a good ear massage. I think it's all in the fingertip lotion that will make the ears feel really good, all the nerve endings, and it's just a relaxing atmosphere. We are open 24 hours. If you get those late night cravings to get your ears massaged, just come on by. We'd love to have you. Most of the people that they just can't stop telling us enough about how good they feel. They love it. They love it a lot because it's really good for beneficial for their health, for their brain health, their skin health. Because the ears, nobody is focused on ear massage. Treat your ears good, and you'll feel good.
So yeah, no, Bob, it's the Telly Savalas thing's not cool. I don't. He loves you, babe. I mean, the hell. It's like, oh my God, we're back. We're back. We're back, and welcome to the Peasant Revolution Band Variety Hour. Our guest Jason Cesars and our guest intern Bob Davis is here, and we're trying to get to the bottom of what we think has been an acceptable internship program over the years, but for some reason there's
your
problems
intern
right
program here.
Jason, you spent a couple weeks with it, right?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
So
the time I shared here.
Bob is the manager of this whole thing. Administrator really. I feel like you should. Like, how does it? What do you feel we could do to improve your experience?
I'm not sure there's anything you can do to improve my experience.
Do you mean personally or the whole corporation,
no, I'm
Trench
talking
Digger?
about the corporation. I
Okay.
take some ownership of it.
Yeah.
When I was told I was going to internship with entertainment, I think I had different expectations.
Sure. Oh yeah, we always do.
So, yes.
That's
and the list that you gave me yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, I've been trying to accomplish those things, making sure that your mortgage got to the bank on time in cash. Was difficult.
That's very important.
But you know, I understand. I'm
that
an
Chase
intern.
Bank,
I
Jamie
need
Demon
to,
is ready to close us out in a heartbeat.
Yeah. So you know, my expectations were just a little different. You know, I brought you a cold beer and.
The cold beer's been good. You've been good on the beer. Everyone's usually pretty good about the beer.
There
That's
was
an easy
a couple
one.
of times where I had to bring you the beer earlier, though.
We don't need. Well, listen, this is not a time to talk about my beer drinking. What's important here is that we're talking about the internship program, and
But the interns are
what
not-
I found dissatisfying is, as an employer, as a constituent of Trench Digger and its corporate offices, is that the green M&Ms were specifically mentioned in the contract to be pulled from the bowl, and they weren't. I found 5 green M&Ms. And you know, the green, what they say, I had all these guests looking at it and like, oh, green M&M, horny. It's so embarrassing, right? I mean, put yourself in my shoes. You got all these bigwigs around you, and they're making jokes about horny green M&Ms.
Right.
All right, this is why I asked you to pull the green M&Ms.
Well, with 30 pounds of M&Ms, a couple of green ones might slip by.
Well, it's a hard life. Well, listen, Rich, Commander, I think we should give him another chance, shouldn't we?
Sure.
Yeah. Bob, would you continue to intern with us here and there at your convenience, of course?
Oh, it would be a wonderful opportunity for me.
That
Thank
is
you.
beautiful. Thank you, and we are going to try to improve our meeting your expectations a little bit better. Well, listen, I appreciate this one-on-one talk and bringing these issues to the forefront. But you know, another issue I'd like to bring to the forefront is this damn mayor. Ted Wheeler. It's my lovely wife Jamila. Hey, honey, how are you? What's going on?
I just wanted to say goodnight. Say goodnight, Jeff.
Oh, well,
Good night, Jeff.
I really wanted to talk about Wheeler, and I actually think he's doing a good job. I think he's going to do a good job. But
What are you gonna do when it's Diana round?
well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to say good night, Jeff. You should see Piloting Pam. So good looking, but she looks like a man. You should see her and drag your thing from Piloting bag. You should see Piloting Pam. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get a load of her and jackets to kill. She's killing Dylan when she's dressed as a hill. She's the kind of the girl that makes the news of the world. Yes, you could say she was attractively built. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
protected by a silver spoon. And though she sucks her thumb and wonders by the banks of her own lagoon, so she's at the police department. Got myself a steady job. And though she tried her best to help me, she could steal, but she could not rob. Didn't anybody tell her? Didn't anybody see? Monday's on the phone to Monday. Tuesday's on the phone to me. Oh yeah, said she'd always been a dancer. Worked at 15 clubs a day. No, she's not a business. She can dance like her own lagoon, I say. So I quit the police department and got myself a steady job. No, she tried her best to help me. She could steal, but she could not rob. Didn't anybody tell her? Didn't anybody see? Sunday's on the phone to Monday. Tuesday's on the phone to me. Oh yeah. Thank you.
We're still on the air.
Her Majesty's a pretty nice girl, she doesn't have a lot to say. Her Majesty's a pretty nice girl, she changes from day to day. Wanna tell her that I love her a lot, but she gotta get a belly full of wine. Her Majesty's a pretty nice girl, someday I'm gonna take her mine, oh yeah. Someday I'm gonna make her mine, yeah.
Bump.